Subscriptions are a really good feature. I think that's the answer that Instagram has to OnlyFans in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, OnlyFans essentially started to be a platform where you could create paid content as a creator.
I think it's very similar where it's like a membership where you get exclusive content, like subscriber only lives and things like that.
And then, of course, during 2020, everybody became really creative. So, you know, so, but like, I think.
I know a lot of you guys are joining in right now to see myself, Joseph, and Shantae discuss the new monetization features all about on Instagram. And we're going to be discussing IG subscriptions. You can start using it whether you have 10,000 followers or 500 followers. One of the first things is that most people might not be aware of is IG subscriptions. It seems to be like this latest thing that's kind of hit Instagram over the past few weeks really big time, because I'm starting to see a lot of people have it. Maybe you guys are unaware, those that are watching, of what it is. So let's describe it from all three of our point of views. What exactly is Instagram subscriptions?
Yeah, so I started to have the feature about the end of August. I opened Instagram and they told me that I was part of the testing as creator. So they gave me the feature, and it's essentially the opportunity for you to create content on subscription. So you have the opportunity to create a welcome video, you have the opportunity to create content that is paid, and you can choose the amount of subscription you would like your community to pay into it. So when I got the feature, I was a little bit confused. I was really happy about it, but I didn't really know how to use it. And what I started to see is that a lot of people didn't even blink and they started to subscribe without me essentially.
Really?
So I had quite a few people subscribing already, and I haven't posted any content in it yet. So that really shows you when people trust you with content. And that was a really good wake up call for me, because I was like, wow, I didn't even put a welcome video yet, and it's already people subscribing. Subscriptions are a really good feature. I think that's the answer that Instagram has to OnlyFans in a way.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, OnlyFans essentially started to be a platform where you could create paid content as a creator. Then, of course, it took a different avenue, but that was the reason why, if you were a fitness coach back in 2018 or 2017, or if you were into the wellness world, they will advise you to do OnlyFans. And in fact, there was a lot of personal training doing so. And then, of course, during 2020, everybody became really creative. So, but like, I think it's really interesting. I love the idea. What is really cool is just that you have a welcome video, and when you share a reel now, you can choose to share it for your subscribers, or you can choose to share it for your community.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't experienced it from that side, but I have from the subscriber side, and I think it's very similar where it's like a membership where you get exclusive content, basically.
Same concept.
Have like member only or like subscriber only lives. I've seen in development there's some community type of stuff that I think they're trying to have similar to like a Facebook group, but you stay on Instagram. So I think they're just trying to have like an all-in-one hub for creators so that they're not going to third-party platforms to have all the things they want.
I'm not going to lie, I stole a little bit of the answer from their description. I went on the Facebook and I looked at their description. So Instagram subscription is a feature that allows content creators to monetize your content by putting some content behind a paywall. And I think that's kind of like the key word that you don't hear too much is the paywall, but that's pretty much what it is, bi-monthly subscription. But on the other aspect, from the actual point of view of those that are subscribing, is their way to support those that they want to see more of their content. So it's good. It's beneficial from both sides, the content creator, but also as those that are supporting the content creators. Now, at the moment, if I was to become a subscriber of perhaps your account or Joseph's, what are some of the main features right now that I would be able to take part in?
I think I'm not sure if it's lives. I believe it's lives, but I know at least reels and stories. And when you do have a story that's a subscriber, it goes at the very top of the feed. Like it's bumped to the very front. So you get those first.
I've also noticed there's a few other features that they don't talk too much about. There's the badge. And correct me if I'm wrong, Joseph. Do you see the badge when you're on regular content as well that somebody might have posted or commented?
So I had the badge for about a year, I think. which is really funny with my page. I always like to joke about that my Instagram profile is from 1999 because I never get any updates. I go up in a year later than anybody else. But yeah, so the badge is good, and then you have a course reels bonuses as well as a feature.
But it's interesting that you said it about badges, because it seems like badge is supposed to be like a status symbol, particularly for content creators to notice if you are a subscriber. So we kind of pay extra attention to these certain individuals that are, you know,
they would pin on
they're
the
helping
top
to
if you
support
pay.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the other things that I also noticed from their features is there's a subscription or subscriber tab that now appears on your profile, correct?
Yeah. So you have, when you're doing, because you have a few options. So when you're a subscriber, you subscribe to the content of your favorite creator. You have a chat that you can access to directly because it's only for those subscribers. You have a welcoming reel that you can record, and every time that somebody subscribe to you, they will receive a welcoming reel. So that's, you basically have a specific section of Instagram that is allowed to you because you are a subscriber. So talking about the paywall, you will have the public wall and you will have the private wall. So it will be an extra tab, I believe, on Instagram.
As you kind of just hinted at, in regards some of the content before we had this, you know, let's say before you actually created the subscription model, most of the content was free.
Yeah.
But now, as a content creator, you're now asking your audience to pay for particular content. So I'm going to direct this to Shantae in regards to the pricing model. And if you could kind of go over that, like what the pricing is, as well as, do you agree with it? Like, do you think that's too high? Where do you think the average would know?
I think it's $4.99 a month to $10.99 a month. I think it's fine starting off. I really think they're just kind of playing around and seeing what type of content people are going to be creating. And I know they're not taking any fees off the top of it, at least for now. Future-wise, it sounds like they're going to. And there's also fees already from like the App Store or something like that they don't have control over.
So glad you mentioned that. Yes.
Yeah,
you're not considering that.
The whole amount. They're skimming some off the top. But I think it's pretty comparable to like if you had, you know, like a Patreon or like an OnlyFans or something like that. Like they're still going to be taking stuff off the top. So it's, I don't know, it's a little bit easier if you're just getting started to stick with Instagram because that's where your audience already is versus trying to move them to another platform. It'll be interesting to see how the future goes, if it's worthwhile to keep it on Instagram or if you end up moving it somewhere else. So we'll see.
Joseph was kind of alluding to some of the ways and strategies that you could use to actually get people to subscribe. So I know that you got a couple in your pocket, Joseph, that you would love to share. If you had like one or two that you would want to just kind of pitch right now.
You can do a mini course on Reels. You know, you can do, I see a lot of people doing all the, you know, all this trending audio or like doing all the coaching. Yeah. You could do, like, for example, I see a lot of people doing this trending audio alert. Okay. Yeah. And before you know it, you go to their pages, and I don't know how this person sounds like because they only do some trending audio. That's how they grow. You know, that's their strategy. It's not my style, but I think it works for a lot of people. And if you're looking to grow your page quite quickly, that's your prerogative, and that's great. You can do it. But I think if you're going to charge people to do somebody, that's where you can kind of say, okay, great. You only see my trending audio. Nice to meet you. That's my video. You pay now. So let me train you and let me show you my expertise. So again, that's the discovery content, and then they pay for the solution providing content.
I think having the access to like the subscriber only chat is really, people could really utilize that as giving little tips or like hey, let me look at your account. I'll give you a personalized suggestion, or maybe there could be a lottery where you audit accounts that are your subscribers, so many per week or something like that, where you're really turning out personalized content that they can either get for themselves, or they're like, oh, I see I have this in common. I'm going to apply that to myself. And I think that could be a cool way to utilize it too.
Awesome. Very great ideas. And there's no limit to the creativity that we could actually use and bring to kind of market our new content, which is supposed to be behind the paywall, exclusive content for those that are willing to support us. We have plenty of great ideas right here that both Joseph and Shantae had just shared with us. Final thoughts on Instagram subscriptions in regards to where it is now, and do you think that this will last, and what do you think the future of it will be on Instagram for content creators?
I think I think it's going to stick around. I think it's going to grow and turn into, you know, like a community. But I think it's going to take off just because people don't want to leave the Instagram app to go to other websites or other platforms. I think having an all-in-one place is just, it's going to increase conversions. It's going to make it a lot more simple for everyone. And that's where the profit comes in, is keeping things simple. So I'm excited for it. I'm very excited to see like how it goes and how it kind of turns into its own thing as people start to use it.
I think it's good. I think it's, you know, when I got it, I was like, okay, what the hell do I do with this? And I just didn't know what to do, because it was like, you know, it's all these features. I think one of the most challenging parts on Instagram is that you can't really plan too much ahead at the moment, because everything changes. You know, they give you one feature one day, another feature the other day, and you're like, okay, great. I think the subscription could be powerful. For someone like me that have been doing a lot of free content for a long time, a lot of people might question the value of the paid subscription. It depends from industry to industry. So I think, to answer to your question, it will stay. And I think Musteri always keep everything very exciting.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I asked Joseph and I asked Shantae, how do they feel about Instagram subscription? I want to know from you guys that are watching. Go ahead and put it in the comments. How do you feel about Instagram subscriptions? And I want to know from both sides, as somebody that creates content and as somebody who would be willing to subscribe and support a content creator. I hope that you guys got a lot of value from our discussion about Instagram subscriptions. Lots and lots of value that Shantae and Joseph has just shared with us. So I hope you take that information, and as I always say, step your grandma.
You know what to do. Hit the like button, smash the subscribe button as well, and make sure you hit that notification bell so that you can be reminded of all the times that I post the latest YouTube videos. Now that you know how to make money using Instagram subscriptions, I got 5 more ways that you could do just the same using Instagram. So check out the video on the screen, and I hope to see you there.